You asked for part 2, so here's part 2.
Although it was just like 3 people who asked for part 2. But it still counts. So here's part 2.
Hi everyone, it's your girl Rinky, and today I am back with how to look chic and put together part 2. Now this video is solely focused on fashion. Some of these tips do apply to men, but it's mostly for the ladies out there, so listen closely. So let's start off with the most obvious tip there is, that to wear clothes that are intact. In other words, get rid of all those clothing items that are not intact anymore. You know, clothes that are worn out, the material is stretched out or shrunk to a point where it just fits you all weird. The color of the clothing is completely off, or there are rips and snags on the clothing, clothes with stains on them that you just can't get off. You know what? It's time to part with those clothes. Think of all the t-shirts you own where the collar is completely stretched out after multiple washes, sweaters where the strings are just sticking out and it's beyond repair, shirts with missing buttons which can easily be replaced, but if you're not planning on replacing them, then honestly, why even bother wearing them? Donate them or sell them, or if they're in a very bad condition, just toss them out. You would think that these small details might go unnoticed, but they do stand out like a sore thumb. These little details can make you look so unpolished and so sloppy. Get rid of these clothes and just make room for new ones. This takes me to the next tip, where the same rule applies for wearing clean and intact shoes. Get rid of the ones that are worn out, they might be ripping apart, the colors are off, it's too dirty. You cannot wear a nice outfit and then have dirty shoes on. That automatically makes you look sloppy, unpolished, and can also look quite tacky. Again, it might be a small detail to some, but it is very highly noticeable. My next tip is to wear complementary colors. When you wear clashing colors, it can really confuse the eye and also look very tacky. You would be surprised what a big difference it can make when you wear complementary colors. I do want to emphasize the fact that this does not necessarily just apply to neutral outfits. It also applies to colorful outfits as well. When it comes to color, that's when you really need to pay attention to the colors complementing each other. And more importantly, what really matters is to select the right shade of color. For example, when you think of green and pink, you might think these colors might clash. But if you find the right shade of green and pink to mix together, it will look amazing. It will look so chic and so polished, and your style game will be on point. My next fashion tip will be to not mix prints unless you know what you're doing. If you have mastered the art of mixing prints, then by all means, go ahead and keep killing it. Randomly mixing prints can look very tacky and far off from looking polished. If it's not your forte, then I recommend sticking to one print in an outfit. And right now, one of the things that's really trending is to wear matching sets. This also includes matching prints that can look very chic and very polished. It is a great way to experiment with prints and also know what looks good on you. And you can always be assured that it's not going to look tacky. You will always look chic and polished and actually look like you've made the effort. So when mixing prints, you gotta know what you're doing. Now, my final tip is going to sound a little similar to something that I have mentioned in my previous video. It goes along the lines of wearing clothes that fit you well. This tip is to avoid wearing clothes that you need to adjust. It is not about the fit, it's about how you carry it. For example, a short bodycon dress could fit you like a glove, but throughout the day, all you're doing is adjusting your dress all day long because it keeps rising up your booty.
All my girls with a booty, you know what I'm talking about.
This also includes clothing such as strapless clothing, where you need to keep pulling it up. Or if you're wearing something with spaghetti strings, it keeps falling off your shoulder, you have to keep pulling it up. These things not only just make us feel uncomfortable, but we also don't feel so confident in them because we're constantly focused on adjusting our clothing and trying to get through the day without a wardrobe malfunction. And the thing is, there are solutions to these little issues. You're wearing a button shirt and there's a little gap in there, so you can actually use fabric tape to close that gap. So there are ways to make sure that your dress is not rising up or your strapless dress is not getting pulled down. It's just that the less adjusting you're doing, the more chic and polished you will look. And those are all my tips for the second part of how to look more chic and put together. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do want to thank everyone who have been watching my videos so far and also leaving lovely comments, some of them being feedback and some of them being video ideas. I really appreciate all your love and support. I will be back with a new video soon. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you then. Bye.